welcome to episode 115. That's right, we've been doing it that long. Feel old yet? We do. This is the Wrestling Rundown. This being the beginning of week 115. Then if you've been keeping up with the news schedule, you know it's the indie news. We talk about the independent wrestling, the shows that we like that are not per se WWE, because that's like everybody else. It's not WWE.
It's true.
So right off the bat, there were a lot of shows this weekend.
SummerSlam weekend. Everyone else decided we have to do some big shows to combat SummerSlam.
Yeah. And I'm sure any combination of these shows was probably better than SummerSlam. To a degree.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it over to you.
Me first.
For some Ring of Honor.
Yes, because on Friday from Las Vegas we had Death Before Dishonor 14. A lot of good news coming out of this one. Apparently it was a pretty good show. We had Donovan Dijak defeat Leo Rush, Jay White, and Kamaitachi in a 4 corners match to get a future television title match.
Oh, banana hands.
We had Katsuyori Shibata defeat Silas Young in his ROH debut. We had Chaos's Rocky Romero, Trent Beretta, and Toriano defeat the Bullet Club's Tama Tonga, Tongaroa, and Yujiro Takahashi. We had Adam Page in a no DQ match defeat Jay Briscoe.
Really?
Yeah. Kazuchika Okada defeated Dalton Castle. Bobby Fish retained the TV title over Mark Briscoe. In a triple threat tag team title match, the Addiction retained over Tetsuya Naito and Evil, and the team of Michael Elgin and Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Both Briscoes lost.
Yeah, not a good day for the Briscoes. And then in the main event, Jay Lethal lost his ROH World Title to one Adam Cole,
baby.
So, at least one member of the Bullet Club won. Chaos taking out the other 3.
Yeah.
Adam Cole, that makes him a 2-time ROH World Champion. And so now, he's staking his claim as a Bullet Club member. He's bringing in those titles.
Well, I mean, if there's any way to ensure your position in the Bullet Club, it's become a champion.
It's true. It usually gets you over, where it works pretty well. And then for those of you that want to check out ROH this week, I didn't watch all of it, so you won't be totally spoiled, but if you don't want to be spoiled for the couple matches I have, click to the time below, and you won't be spoiled, and you can watch it this Wednesday on Comment. For those of you that are still here, here's the 2 matches that I saw. Kamaitachi defeated a guy named Stuka Jr. He was in a mask. It was like a silver and blue mask that said ROH on the side, and he won by pulling the mask off and then rolling the guy up. And then in the main event, Jay White and Jay Briscoe went to a time limit draw.
Oh. I thought you were gonna say Jay White and Jay Briscoe went against J&J Security.
No.
Who's the most J? In a J Pride match.
This was a better match for Jay White. He had some decent chemistry with Jay Briscoe. Still not totally sold, but so far this is his best match that I've seen.
Will that be a J Pride match?
Yes. That's it for Ring of Honor. Speaking of Jays, on Sunday we had the end of the Super J Cup.
I feel like it couldn't be the Super J Cup unless the last 2 people were Jay White and Jay Briscoe.
Well, we'll have to find out.
Or Jay B. Noble.
In the quarterfinals, we had Taichi defeat Jushin Thunder Liger and Kushida defeat Keno. They went on to a semifinal where Kushida beat Taichi to head to the finals. In the other side of the bracket, we had Yoshinobu Kanemaru defeat Ryusuke Taguchi and Matt Sydal defeat Will Ospreay. Kanemaru moving on to the finals with Kushida, where Kushida won by submission and is the 2016 Super J Cup winner.
What?
So, for the first time in 7 years, we have a Super J Cup winner, and it is one Kushida.
Nice.
So, that's all I got for results.
Good job, Kushida.
What do you got, Mr. Hawk?
Holy cow, do I have results.
He's got a lot.
I've got
Strap in, folks.
5, count them, 5 shows, big shows that happened over the weekend.
5 big shows. 5 guys named Paul White.
Yeah.
All just...
So about 2,500 pounds.
That's a lot of weight.
35 feet tall.
Jesus. Tell us what happened.
How about Friday? Evolve 66 from Joppa, Maryland. We had
Why'd you have that accent?
TJP.
Maryland.
TJP defeating Cedric Alexander. Jigsaw and Peter Kassa defeating Catchpoint members Tracy Williams and Fred Yehi. Ethan Page defeating Dustin. Drew Gulak defeating Tony Nese. Timothy Thatcher successfully defending the Evolve Championship against Matt Riddle. So a very rare occurrence, Matt Riddle losing the match.
It's one of those things where, like, we need him to lose. Put him against the champion.
And in the main event, making his Evolve debut, Cody Rhodes defeated Zack Sabre Jr.
I want to see that match.
Yeah. Also the same day, though, we had over in Marionette Park, Illinois, AAW's Presents Showdown. And I do realize that you don't pronounce the S in Illinois.
You just said that for heat.
Yeah.
Trying to be a heel, folks.
For sure. The common pairing of Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett defeated Team Tremendous. Ricochet defeated Desmond Xavier. The Killer Colt, a.k.a. Dave and Jake Christ, and Jessica Havoc, were defeated Heidi Loveless, Matt Fitchett, and Davey Vega. Chris Hero defeated Shigehiro Irai. Is that how you say the name?
I think it's Erie.
Erie. Murder Inc., a.k.a. Eddie Kingston, and Homicide, a.k.a. two guys I want to stay on the good side of. Defeated the Hooligans. Kimberly defeated Bucky.
Who's Bucky?
Winter Soldier.
I don't think it's that Bucky.
Okay. Josh Alexander defeated Moose, Matt Cross, and Congo Kong. That's two big dudes and one not so big dude. And in the main event, John Morrison defeated Sami Callihan.
Alright.
Then the next day, Saturday the 20th, Evolve came back. Evolve 67 this time from Brooklyn. Same day as NXT returned to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn was the place to be for this weekend if you wanted to check out some wrestling.
Yeah. So with Ethan Page opening things up, defeating Kobe Durst. Terrible combination of first and last names. Tony Nese defeated Peter Kassa. Matt Riddle defeated Tommy N. That match was probably extremely physical, as both guys have an MMA background.
I like Tommy N.
Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Cedric Alexander in yet another Cruiserweight Classic Showcase match. Chris Hero defeated Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
you want to talk about what he did?
Had, I don't think this is how the match ended, but he has some nefarious tactics by bludgeoning Cody Rhodes with a cutout of his dead father's head.
Yeah.
That's a little rough.
I was just a little bit surprised that, I always feel like, the big debut weekend for like a former wrestling superstar of WWE, like to not have them win both matches is sometimes a surprise.
I think the fact that it was for the same company.
Yeah.
If he had had two different matches in two different companies, he would have won both.
Yeah.
But
and it's also Chris Hero, who's pretty rough.
Yeah.
And Timothy Thatcher would again successfully defend the Evolve Championship against Drew Gulak. And in the main event, a 6-man tag match, EC3, Dustin and Drew Galloway would defeat Catchpoint members Tracy Williams, Fred Yehi, and TJ Perkins.
Alright.
Also on the 20th, though, if you want to head across the pond to our friends at Attack Pro Wrestling, we had, thank God, it's not Winter Slam. That was from Walkabout Cardiff, Wales. We had the semifinals of the Attack Pro tournament. First off, Ginger Jesus Mike Bird taking on and defeating Los Federales Santos Sr.
All right.
And in the other one, we had Eddie Dennis, the Pride of Wales, defeating the Wild Boar.
So in the finals, we're going to have the Ginger Jesus versus the Pride of Wales for the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship.
Yeah, it sounds
All
very
right.
dramatic. Pete Dunne defeated El Ligero. We had a 6-way match with some interesting contenders. But the ones that don't sound interesting were Brandon White, Danny Jones, and Chris Ridgway. The interesting ones were Split Pins and Panda Cub. But they weren't interesting enough because they all got beat by a guy named Drew Parker.
Drew Parker and Brandon White, the most intense wrestling names of all time.
Yeah,
That was a joke.
I bet they have superpowers or something.
Especially Drew Parker.
Then we had Chief Deputy Dunn and Travis Banks defeat Ryan Smile and Lee Hunter. And in the main event for the Attack Pro Tag Team Championships in a TLC match, #CCK would defeat the champions Bayside High, becoming new Attack Pro Tag Team Champions.
Poor Mandrews.
And freaking Nixon Noel.
And Nixon Noel, yeah.
She's cute.
Moving on.
Moving on to my last result. It was the day we're filming this, which is Sunday. It happened at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific. It was live streamed at ChikaraTopia.com.
Chikara!
Presents No One's First, and You're Next. This is from the Wrestle Factory in Philadelphia.
This is cool. Their first live streamed
On Chikaratopia.
On Chikaratopia? That's cool. Big step for Chikara.
Big and one.
Daniel
giant
Bryan
leap for
couldn't
Daniel
even
Bryan.
take it. Get over here, man.
We had in the student versus teacher match, Ophidian defeated Hermit Crab.
Yes.
We had a surprise match that no one knew was going to happen, in which Dustin, formerly known as Rick Beanbag and Bug Nevins and Scoot Tatum and many other names,
Most notably Chuck Taylor.
defeated Zack Sabre Jr., making his, I think, only second appearance in Chikara.
Like, you think the guy is leaving Chikara, and then he comes back, and he just upsets one of the top indie wrestlers in the world.
Yeah, one of the top wrestlers in the world, period.
Holy shit.
What about the Four Corners double elimination tag team match? Both members of a team have to be eliminated to move forward, which means only one person could win it for their team potentially. But we do know the tag team champions, the Campeones de Parejas, are not Los Ice Creams.
Nope.
They are not the Devastation Corporation.
Nope.
They're not former champions NRG.
Nope.
They are Mustache Mountain.
They just stormed right into Chikara and said, guess what we're going to do?
We're going to fuck up all your plans.
We're going to run right through the tag division.
But how confident now does Dasher Hatfield have to feel,
no joke,
knowing that he picked Mustache Mountain to be his partners in King of Trios this year?
Yeah, so in 2 weeks, Dasher Hatfield gets to team with the tag team champions in King of Trios. That's some good momentum on his side.
Then we had a Trios match, speaking of King of Trios. This is a little King of Trios preview because both of these teams are going to be in King of Trios.
Yes.
As Team Big Deal got a victory over your favorites, the United Nations.
Big deal. King of Small Style.
Yeah. We had Jakob Hammermeyer defeat Eddie Kingston by disqualification.
Okay, that makes sense.
I was going to say
Wouldn't happen.
Excessivo.
Well,
too much violence clause. That's one of the rules in Chikara. You can't have a match where you're specifically trying to injure your opponent.
Well,
it has to be done in competition's sake.
When you're going against Eddie Kingston, you should always expect that.
And then afterwards, apparently Eddie Kingston shaved Jakob's head.
That's a lot of hair he shaved off. Wow.
Yeah.
Yakko's gonna be mad.
We didn't have Oleg the Usurper versus Abominus Rex. Not sure why. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe he's not so abominous after all.
There was a lot of people on Twitter saying maybe the pay grade wasn't enough for Sydney Bacabella.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't making enough money, so he didn't want to do the appearance.
Alright, and then we had the big 7-on-7 tag match. We had Team Hollowicked represented by Hollowicked,
Hey,
Frightmare, all three members of the Battery, Mr. Touchdown, and Icarus. They would face Team Fire Ant, which you might just call the most complete colony there's ever been in Chikara history.
They were only missing Silver Ant.
Yeah. Which consisted of Fire Ant, Soldier Ant, Worker Ant, Pharaoh Ant,
Yes.
Arctic Rescue Ant, Missile Assault Man, which I think he should have gone with the mask, anted it up a little bit. We're gonna up the ante with my favorite, the return of Pink Ant.
Well, the debut of Pink Ant, formerly known as Carpenter Ant.
Well, he went by Pink Ant in the BBK.
Oh, that's right, he did.
Pink Ant, Pinky Sanchez.
Right, okay.
Yeah, unfortunately Giant Colony did not win, but I'm excited.
You're just glad that you got the largest.
This is something I've been predicting since the beginning of the Nazmul Dune storyline.
Yeah.
Is that the only team big enough to combat would be the Colony if they got all the Colony members back together. So put Silver Ant in there, and add one more guy to the army of Nazmul Dune.
Turn Ultramantis black.
And you'd have your Cybernetico team for the end of the year.
There you go.
Ready to go.
I'm sure that's probably the plan for whatever the Cybernetico whenever the Cybernetico might be this year.
Yeah. And then we have the main event. If that wasn't not the main event, you got to know the main event's going to be really good because it's two ladies, both with 2 points. Winner goes home with 3. Loser goes home with a big old zip.
A lot of people saying that this match was a killer match.
Yeah, their first match was phenomenal, but this time the turnaround is a little different. The outcome not quite the same because Heidi Lovelace defeats Kimberly, giving herself 3 points towards contention to the title.
So we're going to be getting Hollowicked versus Heidi Lovelace.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Heidi Lovelace is going to join the X-Men.
You think?
I think so.
That'd be interesting.
She's been so consumed with, this rage against Kimberly.
Maybe.
Maybe she'll be like Princess Ant. She'll join. No, she'll be the Queen Ant.
Yeah, that could be a thing. And then you just replace Pharaoh Ant with Silver Ant.
Yeah.
And then you have a real colony.
Yeah.
That's another thing that people have been clamoring for the last few years is a female colony member.
Why not? Ants can be girls too.
Yeah, right? And girls can be ants.
That too. Whichever way you want to say it.
But that's it. That's what I got.
That's it for results.
There was an encore match where Lucas Calhoun beat Wani.
With a judo throw.
Yeah.
Alright.
Because he does karate and judo and hip swivel and mean karaoke.
Look out, man.
Pretty much.
We don't have any news. There's nothing newsy. Oh, no, there is something.
You have a news.
Crazy Mary Dobson got signed by WWE.
Yeah. So she's going to probably finish up the last few of her remaining dates before becoming a mainstay on the NXT roster.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So that'll be a good addition. And that's all I can think of. The next month will be the last you can see Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa on the Indies.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Alright.
You know what that means?
It's time for
Upcoming shows. which I have none of. So it's all yours.
Yay!
More
I can
talking
save
for
more
you.
people. So, I got 2 coming up this weekend. One is on Friday the 26th.
Oh.
And that's our boys over in Cleveland. Talking about Mr. Gargano, that's where he's from. And it's AIW Absolute Intense Wrestling presents Against the World.
The entire world.
Yep. We got quite a few matches on this card, so I'm going to get started. We have Team 2 Infinity facing mystery opponents.
Oh.
Big old question marks. We're going to have, speaking of the devil, Crazy Mary Dobson
Hey.
will be facing Britt Baker.
Alright.
BJ Whitmer is going to go against Sean Schultz. Don't forget to check out his t-shirts at prowrestlingtees.com/BJ Whitmer.
And follow him on Twitter at BJ_Whitmer.
Then we have Shikahiro Erie versus Eddie Kingston. Then Alex Daniels is defending the Intense title against Triton, M-Dog 20, and the Laredo Kid in a 4 corners match.
Wait, Triton?
Yeah.
Like the TNA Triton?
Who was the TNA Triton?
A guy named Triton. I don't know. He was awful.
I don't remember Triton. Maybe I vaguely remember Triton.
I don't know why. I just recently had him come up in some sort of discussion, so that's the only reason I remember that there was a guy named Triton.
No, this is a luchador named Triton.
Oh, good.
Then we're going to have Hot Sauce Tracy Williams versus Man Baby Michael Elgin.
Hot Sauce versus Man Baby.
Facade will take on Teddy Hart. That's a name that doesn't come up on indie news very often. He is an awkward human. Lewis Linden will go against Chris Hero in what should be a very physical and very tattooed match. Raymond Rowe goes one-on-one against Tommy End.
Holy shit.
And in the main event, defending the Absolute Championship, Josh Prohibition goes against Spider Nate Webb.
Well, all
A
right.
name that hasn't come up in quite some time on the indie news.
He's left us for a while, but he's coming back.
Yeah.
Challenging for the title.
Let's hope he sticks around, because I like the Webbs. But that's not it. I don't have anything for Saturday, so you get a day off, I guess. I don't know, there's lots of other indie shows that are going to be happening on Saturday, I bet.
Just my ones that we cover.
Post in
But
the
if you want
comments.
us to cover them, post it down there.
Yeah. But on the 28th, we're going to be getting you Beyond Wrestling, bringing you the Battle of Who Could Care Less.
That's literally the name of the show. We're not like trash talking. That's literally what it's
And this is going to come from their home turf in Providence, Rhode Island. Couple matches.
That music?
I'm pretty sure Fet Music, yeah.
Cool.
There's a handful of matches. There's a handful of people who are scheduled to appear who haven't been booked in matches yet.
Okay.
But we're going to go over the matches that have been booked. There's going to be a Women's Wrestling Revolution Showcase match. The only member so far revealed is Veda Scott, but we do know she's going to have 3 opponents.
Ooh, a fatal 4-way.
Yes. We're going to have 6-man tag action as the Hit Squad team with Brian Fury to take on the Hoods and Anthony Stone. AR Fox is going to take on Keith Lee. Jonathan Gresham will be taking on Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. For the first time ever, we're going to have a one-on-one match between Chris Hero and David Starr. There's going to be Matt Riddle versus Chris Dickinson in a battle of Catch Point versus Team Pazuzu.
All right.
And in the main event, another first time ever, just because we seem to not be able to get enough of this guy as of the last few weeks. It's Tommy fucking End versus Banana Hands, Donovan Dijak.
Oh. I like Tommy End. I like Donovan Dijak. I would like to see that match. I think that'd be one of those like really like
Banana fucking Hands.
no.
Yeah. Say your part at the end here.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Click on the links down in
There's
the
tons
description.
of links. There's our normal social media links. That's Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, etc.
And our
emails. the way to talk to us.
And our podcast link, where you can get all of our usual reviews,
including this one,
Indie News, Raw Review, SmackDown Rundown, and the Midweek Wrap Up.
But underneath those, there's a lot more links.
Not above.
Above?
Yeah, because they're the most.
They're in there somewhere. They're the links though to all the promotion websites that we have been mentioning today, like lookma.nofans.com,
ROHWrestling.com,
CZWrestling.com,
ChikaraPro.com,
AIWrestling.com,
and AttackPro.com or
.co.uk.
Yeah, that one.
Lots more underneath there too, as well. There's lots more of those links.
And we want to add more based on your suggestions. Post on the comments. Post anywhere you can. Give us some links.
Tweet to us at the Twitter machine.
Let us know what you want us to check out. Let us know what you want us to talk about. And if we like it, we will not only talk about them on a regular basis, but we'll give you a shout out as well.
Yeah, I won't be on again.
Promise?
For the rest of this video.
Good. Because thanks for watching the video. If you want to check out the rest of the stuff coming out this week, like our NXT TakeOver review, our SummerSlam review, any of our reviews, the Cruiserweight Classic, any of that stuff, it'll be up in the playlist in order of its release. So check that out.
But yeah, that's where you gotta check it out.
Yeah.
You can't check it out on the SoundCloud.
Nope.
Or at least the reviews of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Or the CWC.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe over here.
And we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Fuck. 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 You fuck. You fuck.